defensive with me. You backed off me. I'm not your father. You hear me? I'm not your father. You give that attitude to your father. You give it to me, I'll smack you upside your head.
I don't have a father.
Shut your mouth, I'm talking!
Eric, shut up, dude.
Where are you from?
Dude, I didn't do anything.
Where are you from? Give me the skateboard. Sit down.
What the hell?
Sit down!
Dude,
Sit down, I'm not a dude!
I'm calling
Eric,
Mom.
sit down.
You're damn right you're calling your mother.
Dude, don't take my skateboard. I didn't do anything, dude.
Call me dude one more time. Are you from the county or something?
No, I didn't even do anything. I didn't hear you.
Well, I mean, I think everyone assumes that skateboarders are stoners or burnouts or lowlifes or something, that either like don't get good grades or have any aspirations for a future life. But in my opinion, that's a total myth. A lot of it started from back when skateboarding was more of a rebellious thing to do.
Well, I think because skating comes out of kind of a, as you know, like a rogue surf skateboarder kind of culture. I think, and of course going back, to the early 90s when it was sort of an outcast thing to be a skateboarder, not mainstream at all. There's a lot of stereotypes, associated that have still kind of linger some. Plus the fact that skateboarders tend to go to places in the street and people view them as being destructive to property and stuff like that. And so then I think that in general, people just don't take skateboarding as a serious sport. It's just like like you're not doing it. You're like doing something dangerous too. That's not safe. And that sort of thing.
Well, skateboarders are normally seen as like the punk kids at school that like defy the rules, aren't the coolest people, think they're like the coolest people around the school. When it's just shown by like the media and movies and stuff, you see the skateboarders at school that have their hoods up and antisocial and just like kind of like hanging around in the corners and stuff, but we're really not like that.
I'll see you at the qualifying rounds, freshman.
Whoa, holy crap. What was that? Oh my God, you just assaulted, what was that?
What are you doing?
You just assaulted someone.
When I was 12 years old, I was skating with my best friend Sean Hinson. And at the time we were skating in front of his house, just on the sidewalk, popping some flat ground tricks, having fun. All of a sudden a cop car comes up and says she received a call and said that skateboarding's illegal on the sidewalks of Mountain View. And we were just blown away at how we could just get in trouble for skateboarding, doing things we did every day after school. And we were in 7th grade, and just some lady cop just comes and tells us to, just go back inside and do something else. It's like, why do we deserve this? We weren't harming anyone. We didn't say anything mean. We were polite about it, but it's things like that that are just stupid, in my opinion, that happen to skateboarders that shouldn't happen to skateboarders.
Yeah, well, one thing that I find to be ridiculous is when, let's say, like somebody goes to a skate park and they're not even a skater and they like do graffiti or like they litter the park or something goes on. The police are very quick to come and just close down the skate park and like shut the gates. I've never heard of like a basketball court or like a baseball field being shut down because somebody litters there or does something there. I definitely think, skateboarders get treated completely different than like a normal sports player would get treated, because of incidents like that. I mean, I've seen them lock down a skate park and then the skaters show up and the cop's standing there and says, oh yeah, well, somebody did that. Well, so why should every skateboarder be punished because of something a person who may or may not even a skateboarder did? And so I find to be frustrating.
Well, every time after school, I skate over to the skate park, and I have a few incidents on the way over, just skating along the sidewalk, maybe doing a few like ollies or something, and someone comes up to me and is like, hey, no skateboarding here, and then I see a little scooter kid walk by and they like scoot by and they don't really say anything to him. So I think that stereotype again just comes back to like the punk kid, so they just want to stop him from whatever he's doing when it's really, they don't even know the person on the inside.
Well, I was with my friend at a skate park and in Berlin, and we're about 7 kids, and these bikers came and thought it would be funny, I guess, to kick us out of the way. So they came at us full speed, kind of jumped on us, kicked our boards down, and like a few of them kind of spit on our boards. And I don't know why they did this, but they do not like skaters for some reason.
You know, we live in a very litigious country, and every piece of property is owned and by somebody, and most people don't want people damaging it. And so, and I think that security guards tend to be like overzealous. You know, they just see people skating through and they just automatically want to just kick them out, and, you know, not even knowing what they're doing. And sometimes, you know, it becomes even more harassing.
I really think it's that media, because the kids they watch all this, the movies, the TV shows, and they want to be like whoever's in the TV shows. And you never really see the main character as the cool kid that wants to skate. You see the basketball player, the star football player, the starting quarterback, and like you'll see the skateboarders, but they're in the background, like kind of just like those weird kids, the kids that people don't really want to associate with. So I think like everyone then just kind of thinks about that, and like they listen to the media.
You know, even though football's far more dangerous than skateboarding, like the average parent would let their kid play football, but they would never let them skateboard. And, you know, it's just them not really understanding. Skateboarding seems more dangerous than I think it is outright when you first think about it, versus when you like know what it's actually like, and, you know, the injuries are not as severe as people think.
Yeah.
One of the things that I don't understand about like skateboarding nowadays is why it isn't supported by the community. You see basketball courts, tennis courts, swimming pools everywhere all around the area, but you don't see skate parks. I mean, wouldn't that be good for the community? Like all the little kids trying to skateboard, they're just getting shunned, getting in trouble for skating spots by police when they shouldn't be.
There's not enough skate parks in the world. I mean, California has been doing a lot lately, and that's really cool. And I mean, it's a really cool way for kids to just like come and have a safe place to just be and like do what they want to do and have fun. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing as a playground.
Well, Rangsdorf Skate Park in Mountain View, that's the closest park to me where I live, and it's the worst park in the area. I mean, we have Sunnyvale Skate Park, which is a nice concrete skate park they have. We have Menlo Skate Park right here, which is a nice community skate park made of cement. And then we have Rangsdorf, which is metal ramps and like ground where you fall on it and you get covered in dirt. The ground is terrible. And all it takes is a little bit of money and a little bit of help from the recreation department to get a good park so more kids will go to the park instead of on the streets. And I mean, I guess the city isn't willing to do that. I saw the other day, I saw them build a new crosswalk for the train tracks when it was already decent. And that cost like probably $200,000, when that would make a new cement skate park that the community would thrive on for like years to come.
You know, there definitely needs to be more skate parks, and not only that, the ones that exist now, they're starting to get on in age. You know, which it's still, you know, skate parks are a very new phenomenon within the past 10 years, you know, and so the existence of skate parks, of course, it happened first in Oregon and then later in California, but there definitely not only needs to be more of them, but there needs to be updates to the ones that do exist. And, you know, a lot of them are just these big concrete gray slabs, and they throw a huge expensive fence around it, which most of the time I don't even understand why that fence is there. Like as if skateboarders need to be caged in or something, I don't know.
Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me, and I just love your flashy ways. I guess that's why they're broken, you're so fake. Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me, and I just love your flashy ways. I guess that's why they're broken, you're so fake.
Well, skateboarding for me is like, it can be a lot of different things. It can be an outlet when I'm angry. Like if I'm pissed off at home, I got a lot of trouble with school, I'm just gonna go take a cool down lap around the block, skate as fast as I can. Like skate at the skate park as hard as I can. Other times it's a perseverance thing. I could be trying a trick for 5 minutes and get it right away, or I could be trying a trick for 2 hours, like falling over and over, trying to land this trick and finally get it, and it's like the best feeling in the world. And that's one of the main reasons I love skateboarding, is it just teaches me to like persevere, and it gives me that great feeling when I land something.
I've met a lot of people, all different ages, through skating, which is cool because, you know, it's one thing about like skate parks and skateboarding is that it's an all-age thing. And so, you know, for me as being a teacher, there's a lot of kids that I know through skateboarding, and so that's, you know, I enjoy talking to them, and I, you know, find that like it's a place where I can be a positive influence on people. Like, you know, teenagers will be teenagers, and you see them sometimes doing stupid things, or our kids doing stupid things, and so I can kind of be like, you know, a voice of advice, and so I like that.
Another thing is the friendship aspect. When you get together with all the bros and you go for like a fun skate sesh up in San Francisco or something, a nice little skate trip. First one I had was freshman year, and I've like always loved those. Those are the best things you can do in skateboarding. Everyone's just pushing each other, having fun, doing tricks, like excelling in skateboarding, and it's just like it's almost like a team sport there. Like, which is why I don't understand why parents don't say, "Oh, your kid's a skateboarder? That's awesome." You have to be a football player or something to impress people. It just doesn't make sense. But those are some reasons why I love skateboarding and why I do it.
Oh my God!
Rocking the loaded gun shirt from last night.